Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Rigor Mortis Paranormal. Tonight's chilling stories include a furry white ball chases a kid through a field, a creepy guy gets creepier in death, a couple's arguing attracts evil, and more dark tales of the paranormal. I am David, this is Robert and Jasmine.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Alright, here we are, another episode.
10th episode.
10.
One,
made it to
zero.
Yeah, made it to double digits.
We made it
We
without being
survived.
canceled.
You know what? It's awesome though because who knew? I mean, like
Right.
back in June, that was just like a thought.
Yeah, right.
And here we are on the 10th episode.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
I really knew we were gonna do this. So I mean, as many ghost stories as we know and that we're getting in, which is great. This is just awesome, man. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
what's nice is we got plenty more in the back burner that we can still share with everybody if it comes to it. But of
Maybe
course,
y'all stop liking us and don't send, but don't keep them coming because those are awesome and we love them. We actually have 3 really good ones that just the titles alone, man, they just sound awesome, man. With all of this, not only are we getting our ghost stories, I'm hoping that we can catch another Uber story.
Oh man. You know what? It was an eventful week driving with Uber. I hope they don't get mad at me or anything.
I don't want to get you in trouble like that, man.
I'm sure. I saw this one guy who was doing like a dating service in his Uber time.
Whoa, really?
So yeah,
That's
there's worse
crazy,
things
man.
that have been doing it.
Oh, there goes Rob with the Cheez-Its. You may have heard him grabbing some Cheez-Its in the background. That's what it was. Yeah, but like the
soft crunch, man.
I'm gonna amplify that when it comes to editing.
Oh man, I'm hungry, man. Go ahead, man.
You know, it'd be cool to do like a taxi cab confession type thing.
Oh yeah.
I bet that'd be kind of crazy, but
you get all kinds of goodies on that, man. Especially the crazy people downtown.
But as for ghost stories,
what's your swankiest horror or haunted story, man? I mean, something real dicey, man. Right? Yeah, but how'd it go this week?
Probably the one that stood out the most was this one. I guess I can call him a guy. This guy was about 6'4", but then he was wearing high heels, so he's probably about 6'6" with his heels.
Sweet
So he probably had 2-inch heels or something.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. This guy was huge, man. He looked like a football player. It's not that he was really muscular and he wasn't really fat. He was just kind of, I guess, big boned would be the right word for it.
Big girl.
He was a big guy, man. But anyway, I went to his apartment to go pick him up. And it's made out of feathers and stuff. They're really big, so I'm like, all right.
Wings.
Yeah,
Wings. Oh.
Wings. I don't know, like.
Were they hot wings?
No,
Hot
they were
wings.
like, no,
They were hot
wings. They had some hot.
I was like, oh, here we go. Now that's my cup of tea.
No, I don't know. He just had these wings, and he had the dress on, and had the makeup the whole night.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, wings like I don't know, an angel, I guess, angel wings or something. They were feathered, and well, he didn't have them on, but he was holding them in his hand. Plus, he had a big old duffel bag, so I know he had some extra outfits in there.
Yes, sir. Oh man, I'd love to go to that party. What's going on there?
I know, right? So no, he gets in the car and stuff, and he's like, "Okay, so I'm gonna go to the." He's like,
How do you petite that shit?
Man, I know, man. I'm like, it's like, whoa, okay, hold on. It's like, well, I gotta stop by the store first, and I gotta go by the bank, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Man, the worst part was taking him to the store. We had to stop by some store, 7-Eleven or a Habib, I don't know what it was. Man, but sure enough, as soon as I pull up into the parking lot,
you saw Mom?
No, man, I know, right? That'd probably be worse. That's probably about the only worst thing that can happen because, well, this guy gets off. And right next to me, as soon as he gets off, 2 motorcycle bikers pull up. They got their gear on, they're all leather and stuff, man. They look like they were from a biker gang, obviously. And I'm like, crap, man. This guy gets off and runs inside, has his wrist bent upwards and the whole 9. A 6'4" with a 5 o'clock shadow. I was like, I don't know how petite that looked, but anyway, he runs in there and then I had some lady comes outside. I think she worked there, and she came out and she's like looking at him, turns around, looks at me. I'm like, oh, come on, man, I'm just a driver. I'm kept on looking at me like kind of strange, I'm like, oh,
is it honeymoon time?
So he comes running out too, all dainty and stuff, and I was like, okay, I gotta go by the bank now. And I'm like, oh crap, man. So anyway, we took off, but that was it. I mean, that wasn't.
That's cool, man. The reason I'm saying it's just something to talk about every time when there's something new.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
You know what? He went to work, which was some bar. It was, I guess it was a gay bar. I think I asked him too. I was like, I was actually really trying to be nice. I was trying to take it to your performer, huh? And he was like, yeah, I'm a showgirl. But he was real rude though. I was like, dude, why are you being so rude, man? I could tell he was being
hears a lot of bullshit, man.
Probably. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to be nice here, man. You know, I'm trying to be cool. And, you know, and the guy was just kind of really short and just like, take me to the bank. And I'm like, all right, cool,
man.
whatever. But anyway.
You ever see that movie, Precious?
No, I hadn't seen that.
It's a big girl, but she just goes through a lot of bullshit. I mean, and they even knock her out, right? Don't they? Some guy hits her in the back of the head, but she's like a big girl, but I guess she wants to be like pretty, and after a while she's just content with who she is. And he said that, I said maybe he just has that Precious syndrome, you know, like you know, like right now you're just like everybody's mean to him, and you know they don't. To me, man, shit, you live your life, you're happy with
man. Yeah, whatever.
You know, hey, I don't, what are you gay, whatever, that's great, you know, hey, you guys are happy, that, you know, it's none of my business. But I was hearing when you were saying that, and I guess that's what he's probably heard a lot of horse shit from people. Stuff
I guess,
like that.
man. I mean, I've seen a lot prettier gay guys. I mean, than that. I mean, that's why I was like, you know what, this guy probably didn't rake in enough bucks or something. So he seemed like he was probably mad all the time.
I mean, he had a cool. I mean, what did he say? He was a showgirl, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to have fun. I mean, who does that at work, man?
I know.
I don't wear wings at my work.
I know, right? That's true.
I gotta bring knee pads, man. That's how I mean.
Could you imagine wearing wings to work, man?
That'd be cool, man. That'd be something to try. Like, what do you wear those wings for? Like, I don't know. Why do you wear shoes?
That would be crazy, man.
What, Jazz? Do you want to say something? She's not saying something.
Jazz is so quiet today. What's going on, Jazz? She's playing with her phone, that's all. She's looking at Bigfoot stuff again.
Bigfoot, how does he smell? Delicious.
I used to go to the bottom all the time, and I had I don't know, I feel like I probably shouldn't say this. I got banned from there for like 3 months.
How do you get banned from the bottom?
From the bottom of all places.
Okay, because they were like, okay, last call, whatever, and then I went to go get my beer, and I came back, and there was a guy picking up all the beers, and at most places, they let you chug your beer and hand it over. Well, I guess it was some gay guy. He had a shitty night, and he like pulled it away from my mouth.
Oh no!
And I was pissed, so I started talking shit to him. And
they were nice words, Jasmine.
no, nothing about that, but just I don't know what I was
son
really
of a
drunk.
bitch! I'll kick your ass.
But he was like, "Come on, let's go, let's
Are
go,
you serious?
let's go."
Did you tell him? Man, you better check it. I'll put you in the
So
figure
I
four. Did
started
you tell
walking
him?
to the front door, but there was cops all around, so I was like, I better fucking go.
Man.
I was like,
gotta meet him
I'm
outside.
drunk. I have my car keys in my hand. I don't want.
It's just bad.
They were like, all right, 90 days.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
Another Bottom story, man. Bottom is a beer joint here, and it's a cool beer joint.
Oh yeah, it's
They have
fun,
cool
yeah.
Supposed to be really
music,
fun, yeah. I've
great
never been
beer
here, but-
specials, and then they have straight night. I think Thursdays.
well, I don't know. They really don't
Wednesdays?
have.
I
There's
thought it was Wednesdays.
Well, now it's
Well,
not.
what it
man.
is
I mean,
is-
I don't know,
yeah,
yeah.
they're just whenever you.
Saturday and Friday was the place to be because it was 18 and up, so you can get into the club still being
Just
18. You can't drink, but there was a lot of straight. There was a girl there. She was pregnant, wearing a really, really short dress.
You.
Yeah, I was
man.
like, what are you? She was like, had to be like 7 or 8 months pregnant. I was like, she looked like good from
Wow.
the back, but when she turned around, she was like,
She knocked people over
I
the
was like,
stomach.
what the fuck? Why are you I was about to send Trevor over there. I was like,
They're like, put the brakes.
Oh my god.
You know how they say you're supposed to walk before the baby come? That lady was over there dancing. But Nate told me a story like that too, man. Knowing me, I always spice it up. If I remember correctly, he's probably like, oh, I didn't even go like that, Rob. But I think he was telling me there was a guy, I don't remember the event that was going on, but he was there and they were drinking, having a good time, you know. And Nate was a real cool guy. He's just down to earth like all of us, you know, live and let be. So he claims that there was this guy, and I can't remember, he said that he was wearing like really, really short shorts. I mean, like they were going like
Oh yeah, they were going north.
Yeah, they were going. Yeah, you know, saddlebags were showing, but the guy was small, and like he said, he was like real fit, and he was like, I guess he was of Asian descent. I don't know, something like that. So he moved like, you know, he had great moves, and he was dancing and stuff. And I guess he was, trying to hit up on Nate, and Nate was just like, hey, how's it going, man? I guess he was at his little dance or whatever, and he's like, nah, I'm cool, I'm with my friends, you know. And he's like, I guess he snapped that Nate straight, you know, and he was like, oh, what are you doing here? He's like, well, I'm drinking, you know. the beer specials, you know. Beer tastes like beer, don't matter where you're at. I can't remember, and for some reason it keeps sliding in there, but I don't know. That guy was so hard up that when Nate was sitting down, sorry, Nate. It might be spruced up, so I don't guess Nate's gonna come in. Oh, that's bullshit. But he said that, if I remember correctly, man, he said that the guy like spread the cheeks and like kind of sat on his shoulder, but like Nate's shoulder actually went in. He's like, hey man, you know, just like seriously, I'm just here to drink. He said the sad part because he's a big guy, man.
Yeah.
He's got big shoulders, and that was a little dude. He said, man, those cheeks were all the way up against my neck and my cheek, like that shoulder was in there. And then he's like, I guess he got mad, and that's his way of
getting revenge.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna open my cheeks and just sit on that luscious shoulder. He's probably gonna be pissed, man.
The fact the shoulder fit was kind of scary, though.
Anyway, man, he's probably gonna be calling right now.
I know.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Rob, you gotta take that story out. Well, you know what? He puts music to this afterwards, so he's gonna hear this. He's gonna hear this and edit the whole
He's
thing.
gonna say, where the fuck did you get that? I didn't say that.
She's gonna record the music really loud.
I just shook his hand and wished him a good night. That's all. I could have swore he said that. Maybe he did, man. I'm pretty sure it's close. But and then too, I've been drinking, Nate, so that might have been another. That might actually happen to me, man.
I know, right? It not even been you.
Oh man. Anyway, getting to our stories. We got some really cool ones. I don't know who wants to go first, or
I'll read first this time.
you want to go first?
I haven't been first in a while, so yeah.
Well, you know what?
Whatever.
If you do that, I will get the rounds.
Right on. All right, this story comes to us from Art, who lives in Washington State. Used to live in Texas, too. So Art's story goes, when I was 16, I lived in a small Texas town that had a dry riverbed running through it. As a kid, I always remember it being called an arroyo. It's actually the Dry Devil's River that runs through town. Anyhow, this one particular hot and humid night, I had snuck out of the house while my parents and brothers were asleep. It was about 11 p.m. that night when I climbed out of the window. I met two of my friends under an overpass. We always went there because they smoked weed and sometimes we drank beer without the fear of being caught. This overpass was a little out of the way and surrounded by trees and tall weeds, so we knew it would be safe. It was after 2 a.m. when I decided to go back home, so I was trying to get home quick because I knew if my parents found out I wasn't there, I would really be in trouble. To get home, I had to cross the dry riverbed. It was a good 500 yards to get across with a high dirt bank all around, so I was still quite away from my house. I was just nearing the entrance to the path of the dry river when out of the blue, I felt fear. I always felt a little uneasy walking through there at night, but I never had any experiences. As I continued to walk the path, the fear began to consume me, and I couldn't figure out why. But I knew I had to keep walking because there was no other way to get home faster than through the dry riverbed. All of a sudden I realized I couldn't hear the crickets as before. It was just silent. Before I got to the entrance of the path, I remember hearing the crickets and other nighttime bugs. I remember watching fireflies all over the place. Now there was dead silence and not even a breeze, just silence. I started to walk faster, then I started to run. Something in me told me to look off into the distance ahead to the left. As I looked, I saw the big white, round thing just there, hovering motionless above the tall weeds. I thought maybe it was a garbage bag or some sort of plastic caught in the tall weeds, but it was much larger than a bag. It was about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, but round and furry. I don't know why in my mind's eye, something kept saying to me that it was a living thing. I began to feel as if it was possibly malevolent, so I continued to run. My heart was beating so hard at this point, and I felt something wasn't right with that thing just there, hovering. Behind me in the distance, a few blocks was a Catholic church. Seeing it lit up by a street light didn't do anything to soothe my fear. My instincts were right. All of a sudden, this giant white ball started to move towards me. It didn't glow, it just looked white in the total darkness. It was probably a good 100 yards from me, but it was coming closer. The end of the path was still a good distance away. I kept running as I kept my eye on this thing, floating and gliding in midair towards me. It floated around 10 feet off the ground. Not very fast, but fast enough to scare the shit out of me into running as fast as I could. At this point, I was right in the middle of the path, halfway to the other side of the dry riverbed. I kept having the feeling this furry white ball was intelligent. I finally made it to the end of the path and my house was about a block from there. I made it home safe, but still scared shitless. I couldn't tell anybody at home because I had snuck out. I had many restless nights after that incident, and I was scared of the dark for years. I never stayed out after dark again. I just told my friends that I got caught sneaking out and that I couldn't meet them anymore. I thought about it for years and never even told my friends because just for the mere fact that it was a furry ball or whatever this thing was that I saw, my friends would have laughed and ridiculed me forever. I told one of my brothers years later as an adult, but he laughed about it and of course saying that all that was missing was the other furry ball and a dick. That's what it says. Just reading.
I'm sorry.
I knew he would laugh, and for that reason, I never told anybody. So, and then here we are laughing at him, man. Man, sorry, dude. Sorry, Art. Art finally gets the courage to tell the story, and here we are laughing at him,
It's
too.
not the story, it's that part.
Right, yeah, that's true. That's true. I knew he would laugh, and that's the reason why I never told anybody. I know what I saw, and it was weird, strange, and fucking scary. I never saw a face or limbs of any sort, but I was afraid that if it caught up to me, it would hurt me or worse. That night we didn't drink, but my two friends shared a joint. I didn't smoke back then, so I know what I saw that night wasn't because of weed or alcohol. To this day, I often wonder what that thing was and if it was alive. Sorry about the long story. I love your podcast. I look forward to it every week. Thanks again, guys. So that's Art's story, man. Dude, I love the story,
Yeah,
Art, man. Thank you for writing it in, man. That's so
What is
cool.
that though? What do you think it was? Honestly, was that a
It's
UFO
different
story?
because I haven't really heard. I don't know, because he said it was furry.
Yeah, I mean,
it's an intelligent, right? And he said it had a. What is that, man?
do you remember the Marfa lights?
Well, yeah, but those are like
Yeah, they're
those
lights
like
that
dancing
are.
lights, and then I even heard of there's one about a railroad track light where you could see and it's weird because like you drive towards it and you can't see it no more. It's like the head of a train. You can see the light coming, but it doesn't never come. It's just there.
Right,
And
I've heard of that, yeah.
I can't remember where that was at. Somebody's gonna have to set me on that one. But there's the Marfa lights also, like you
Yeah,
said.
the Marfa lights are lights that are moving around. And there's also some in North Carolina. It kind of sounds like the same thing, but it was right close to him apparently, and it was actually going towards him.
Yeah, that's the thing too, because you're like, oh shit, it saw me, and like it's coming at you. You're like, oh shit, what did I do too, man?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, because that would trip me out too. I'm like, you know what? I didn't even do any kind of
I
research.
didn't either. I wish I would have.
This is like the very first time I've ever heard anything of that. So he said it was as big as what, a Volkswagen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It
it's
was like
huge.
10
man, that thing's
And
freaking
it
huge.
scared him enough to not go back out with his friend.
Yeah, it scared him straight, man.
Yeah. Scared straight.
Man, that's weird. When I was hearing that, I was like, man, I wonder if this is a UFO story.
Right.
But he said that thing had intelligence and it was like 10 feet off the ground or something of that nature.
Yeah.
And then it
It
was.
could have been something demonic though, because it scared him, and it was like it knew and it followed him and knew what.
That's,
Yeah.
It could have been too, or just something that happened in that dry riverbed.
It seems like it could be either or. I mean, it could be a UFO type thing too.
Maybe it wasn't maybe it was
You
something
never know. I mean,
that looked similar to that. Man, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And then up in Washington, a beautiful country, man.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of woods and everything out
Oh,
there.
well, this happened here though in Texas. So he said.
Oh God, I'm stupid.
Yeah. I just thought of that because Washington. There's probably a lot of stories there.
Oh, that's right. He said it was a dry riverbed.
Yeah.
What was it? The Devil's River or something like that?
Dry Devil's River.
I gotta look that up, man. And see
Yeah, I
if there's
know.
anything,
I'm kind of wondering the same thing. And it's like,
and
we should have did research.
Yeah,
man.
we would have. It's just been one of those weeks.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We don't get paid for this. We have regular jobs during the day, so the limited time we have, we try to do the podcast. So I wish we'd have did research.
But I have run into an old man with furious balls. That dude was always peed. It was a guy we used to work for in construction. That dude was. He was so old that man, he would roll around. He was strong though, man, but that dude always had piss in the front of his pants, man. And they would call him that balls of fury. I was just like, that's I'm sorry, he got mad. Hey, my brother, I knew he was gonna talk shit.
I know.
Right.
I knew I shouldn't have told these guys my story.
That was a great story though, man.
No,
and
it
I
was.
honestly, I definitely am gonna look that up and do my own research. He didn't really give us what city that was, and that's great, but he did give us the name of the river. There's gotta be some kind of
Something behind it. Maybe there's other
just
stories.
look way back, old stories or incidents that happened on that. That's cool, man.
Yeah. Art's been listening for a while. He did email us some time back. So that's
I
pretty
remember
cool.
that. Yeah. He's our good friend, Art. Hey, what's up, Art?
What's happening, Art? Kudos to you for sending the story.
Yeah, it was a great story, man, and keep them coming. If you got any new ones, especially up there in that beautiful country up there in Washington, just please give us some more stories if you can. And if not, this is a great one. We will do research on that, and if I get time, we'll email you back on that one. Jazzy, you want to be next, or you want me to do this?
I got this.
You got it. I'm gonna make my drunk ass. I'm not gonna be slurring at the end. Start crying and shit.
See, that's what happened to me. That's what happened. Actually, episode 8 had like 2 or 3 more stories. But my God, I was drunk, man. I got drunk by the end of the episode. I may have told it. I don't remember. But I actually had to delete it because the file got lost, and there was a lot of stuff that got missed.
You're giving recipes. Hey,
I may have been.
Watching the paranormal podcast.
Did I? I might have. I don't remember. I probably did.
Is fry the wings so they come out. Butter. Yeah,
it's so funny because I don't remember that episode 8, man. It's like I was doing the editing, and I was like, what the hell?
That's the one good thing about this is that you can hear us having a good time here, man. Especially you can hear the pop. That's exactly what you think it is. And the sad thing is, man, we got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, this is being recorded on a weekday, which is probably not the best of ideas.
Oh, fuck it.
Anyhow, what you got, Jess?
Alright guys, this story comes from Sandra from Florida. Okay, she says, before my boyfriend and I bought our home, we were living in the apartment that he had been renting for about 10 years. While visiting there later, I had many paranormal experiences. I'll tell of the 2 most benign ones first. When we first started dating, I'd go over to his place 2 or 3 times a week to hang out, have dinner, and watch TV on his bed. One night, he was fixing us a snack, and I was sitting on his bed watching TV when I felt someone sit down next to me, brush my hair behind my ear, and then breathe into my ear. I was shocked to say the least because I had no idea ghosts could breathe. When my boyfriend came back into the room, he took one look at me and said, "Okay, what happened? I know you saw or heard something. What was it?" I told him what had transpired, and he told me that he had things like that happen to him often. I asked him why he didn't warn me, and he said not everyone believes in paranormal, and he didn't want me to think he was crazy and making up stuff. So he was waiting until I brought up the subject. I'm not sure how much later the next experience took place, but it was at least a year later because I was living in his apartment at the time. One night I woke up to what I thought was someone picking my foot up and dropping it back onto the bed. My first thought upon waking up was that I dreamt the incident, while I was convincing myself that it was a dream and happened again. Now I was shocked because I clearly felt someone's fingers between my toes as they picked up my foot and dropped it back down onto the bed. I couldn't understand how they could have substance but remain unseen. While I was trying to comprehend this, it happened a 3rd time. Now I absolutely hate anything between my toes, so the 3rd time I was annoyed. I shouted, "Stop it." This is when my boyfriend woke up and said, "I'm not doing anything." I told him that I wasn't talking to him. Then I told him what happened, and he told me that the same thing happened to him every once in a while. I guess whoever was bothering me got the hint because it never happened again.
Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah. Oh, man.
Chaz, let me ask you something. About how many ghosts you think it would take to lift this leg? How many ghosts want to put their fingers between my toes? I don't even want to do that, man.
A crude little ghost.
Yeah, just get like a stick and just rub in between. Oh, that's so good, man.
I'm gonna take a ghost crane.
Oh my God. A ghost crane.
That's
You can just hear it going.
goes to the hard hats and shit. Oh, she's giving way. She's giving way. There's
Levántalo.
Okay, but about the story, that was a good story.
No, that was crazy, man. That was a really good story.
Had have been something in the apartment. Obviously, yeah, you know, yeah, it sure was genius. But it really did sound like, you know, something that may have been something that, I'm so stupid. Right? Yeah, that sock right there that I'm wearing, it's black. Yeah, it is. I can see it. Stupid. Oh, Lord Jesus. I'm sorry, man. But what is it with apartments? Because we just got told a story
that hopefully is going to be written into.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it away, but it was another haunted apartment story. The Red Apartments, Dave.
Oh, yeah, Red Apartments. Oh, man,
me and Dave were growing up, and we said the story where my mom saw the gentle giant or the man boy or whatever it was.
In a previous episode, yeah.
And that was a haunted
apartments.
Apartments. There you go. Spit it out, Rob. Cool, man. I got to read next too, man. Shit. But that's another one there too, man. I mean, just like what is it with apartments, man? We just like
it's crazy. But he had experiences before.
Yeah, he said
he just never shared them with her. I guess.
I guess he didn't want to sound.
Or scare her.
He didn't want to scare her away. Yeah. They picked up her foot 3 times.
Yeah, hers, man. Trying to check out what color panties she's wearing. Not did it.
No, it sounded like a playful one because she said stop and they got the hint. So
they left the hoof down, man. Yeah.
They let the hoof down.
Yeah, she sounds like a big girl, man.
Oh my God! Don't say that. You're not.
Man, people aren't gonna want to ride in.
Because they said it happened 3 times, like they lost grip, man.
Oh man! It took a while to catch on that one.
Oh, I got it. Hold on, no.
Do you remember that story you told me when I was little? The flip flop. I don't know, flip flop. That's what y'all call him.
Oh yeah,
Flip flops. Yeah, our friend Flip Flop.
About his mom.
Well, remember they lived upstairs from us, man. In the apartments.
Yeah, they were.
And you remember Dad always banging with the broomstick, man, on the ceiling.
They were just heavy folks, man.
Yeah,
and that's
all of them were 300 plus.
Definitely, man. That big boy got up to like 420, something like that. And there wasn't nothing about weed about that guy. Man, we had this chandelier, Jazz. My dad made it.
Yeah, he
used to be a welder, and he had it was a nice chandelier. It was a heavy one, so it shouldn't have moved so much. But man, these guys would just get up and walk to the fridge or whatever. You just see that thing like you. We thought we had ghosts for a while, but then we knew what it was, man.
It was just man.
You should have asked them to
trade.
You know what?
No, we didn't want to trade with them, man. They had a lot of roaches up there too, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, like
I remember he took a picture off the wall.
It was a square of roaches,
and it was still it looked like the picture was still there. It was bad, man. And then they just scattered after a while. I was like, whoa, hold on, that picture took off.
Yeah, man, it was man, it's terrible, man. I hope none of these guys hear this podcast, but it was true, man. They would wake up early too, so Mom would be sitting there early. Yeah. Mom got up early, man. She'd be drinking her coffee. She'd put it on the table. It was like Jurassic Park, like doof, and you could see the vibrations in the coffee. Like, so-and-so's awake already.
Yeah, they must have woken up.
I told the story about when the floor was already, it was getting the floor was like already giving way, man. I mean, it was taking a pounding every day, man. Especially in the kitchen area, man. So
that's pretty sad, but it's true though.
Remember, we were sitting at the kitchen table. We never sat at the kitchen table. We were eating like cereal or something. I think it was me, you, and Ray, or I can't remember. But we were sitting there, and all of a sudden, you just hear like a big crash. And I just felt like dust and like sheetrock landing on my shoulder, my hair. I'm just dusting it off. Yeah, I just. I remember we looked up, we just saw the mom's foot, man.
Yeah, foot through the.
It was like a size 17. A huge hole. We're just like, and they were like, Mama, and they were trying to help her. And it was the first time Dad kind of panicked. Yeah. Like, he was pissed. Oh, goddamn, making that noise. He grabbed the broom and he was like, oh shit.
It's all leg coming through the ceiling.
I mean, like all her leg was in there, man. Remember, man? Like her
horrible.
Like her personal parts were actually touching the ground, and the rest of the leg was through. I was like, man.
I'm surprised the rest didn't give away.
We were scared. We split, man. We ran outside.
Her cereal, dude.
I keep pulling the kitchen table.
Her cereal had chunks of plaster in it, and it's like, we're gone.
Grandma was dialing 911.
You have the rotary dial.
Oh, they were trying to help her back up, and dad, he looked, oh shit, so he knew it was serious. And my dad used to be kind of mean and mad all the time, but I guess he kind of felt bad. So instead of using the stick side, the pico side, he used the broom side to try to help when they were pulling up. He was pushing the bottom of her foot with a stick. They eventually got her up, man. A big asshole, you could see the fucking second floor on top. Big asshole right there. You just see this fucking big ass fat ass head and face. Look like it's our boy.
That's what Chocolate looked over.
He just looks down into the hole, into the foot hole. He looks in there. He's like, sorry. And all he did was grab you can see that they were moving a carpet over it.
Oh my god, man.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Those were the days, man. I'm telling you.
Oh my god, man. I forgot about that dude.
That was funny, man.
But man, I'm serious, man. I mean,
They were big people. They were big people, but they were nice, man. They were really nice.
Oh man, there was plaster everywhere,
man. Dad was mean back then.
Yeah,
man.
he was, man.
He was a sergeant in the Marines, so I had to be that hard ass. I mean, this is like, I guess in the 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, something like 50, 60, something like that.
And he was always banging the ceiling, though, man.
All the time.
Goddamn son of a... Shut up there, man. He'd be banging the thing. I was
He's so mad that
they're just trying to walk to the fridge. That's all they're trying to do. I mean,
like he'd be throwing that bit.
It wasn't their fault. I mean,
but they blazed the trail, man. That's what gave way. Oh, here's a problem right here. It's wear down. Yeah, I'll tell you that right now.
That's unnatural wear and tear.
Y'all should have said something when the tile was gone. It's just bare wood right there.
Oh my god. Sorry, I took a drink of my beer and I almost spit it out. Man.
That was the same time. Remember that? We're getting off track here, but I gotta tell this, man. Do you remember, man? Well, we were spending the night at Chancla's Paper Thin's house, man, and we were spending the night there, man, and Chanclas was like, he didn't smoke no weed. We never smoked. We were what? Probably about 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
So we were spending the night at his house, and I think we went to the corner store or something like that. And this is back at Bud's or something like that. Mm-hmm. Well, they had incense there, and his house. He was bitching about it too. God, my fucking room, it stinks, man. It smells like, to me, it smelled like mayonnaise.
Yeah,
man.
it smelled like mayonnaise. I always thought of that. It was just the roaches. They had like thousands of roaches in their house, man.
But like, he bought the incense, and it was blue coconut or some shit. It was coconut. It was coconut. That dude lit it up, and really, it smelled nice. You know what, Dave? You know where we got that fucking incense? I'm lying.
I don't remember where we got it from.
We got it from Mike, and Mike and Steve always had incense, and I remember we brought it up because it smelled so bad.
Too. They had the little cone incense.
The cones, yeah. Well, this was the incense though. It was
they had the long sticks.
We were complaining that it smelled bad, so we were like, "Hey, cool, we're gonna go."
Yeah.
We brought it up, and we set it up. We lit it. And man, we're like not even like 2 or 3 minutes. It starts to smelling. Hey, you can smell it, right? Man, you just hear like these thunderous booms coming, and we're just like looking around, scared. Me and David, Chanclas already knew who it was, man, but we didn't. And we're just like, "What's that?" You know, there's a dinosaur coming. Man, the door just flies open. I smell pot! And then he thought we were smoking weed. I was like,
you know, we're smoking pot, man.
Man.
That's horrible.
Dude, that, son of a bitch, I forgot about it.
Mom, it's just incense. Get out of here, you slut.
Yeah.
You call her a slut and whore and stuff.
Get out of here, you goddamn prostitute. I was like, what the fuck, man?
This is 9 years old, man. You're calling your mom that?
Dude, man, really?
It's like, what the hell?
I'm not even attempting that at the house, man. Dad would have fucking killed me.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, that's just a terrible thing to say, but man. Anyway, we got away a little bit there, but oh man, I love that.
Those are some good old stories.
Going back to your story, I'm thinking I almost told one the last time, but I was thinking it maybe didn't fit. They have several here, and there was one that was actually a really good one that's not too far from here, but anyway, we'd love to hear everybody else's stories if they do have any haunted
Damn dog,
Apartment
though,
stories.
man. I'm sorry, that dog is freaking going
Already
crazy
haunted
again,
dog.
man.
The haunted dog
Man,
stories.
haunted
woo.
dog stories.
Hiccups, that's a good
anything,
sign.
any stories about killing a dog? That's annoying.
We have another one, but before I get started on that,
Tell your friends about us. Share us.
Share our YouTube channel online.
Facebook.
Exactly.
Facebook.
Yeah.
and they don't have to be
Twitter.
paranormal. They could just be weird, unknown. We love them all.
Right.
We'll tell you a story. We'll get to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Give us a call, man. What's our number, Rob?
That number is 210-901-8666.
That's right. Or if you want to email it to us, you can email us at info@rigormortisparanormal.com, or even just visit us online at rigormortisparanormal.com. Please send your story in. We'd love to hear them. We promise we won't make fun of you a whole lot.
Not much, but and
lot.
it's all done. Honestly, I think we should say this. The last episode, I know we were talking about, and this is us being serious. And it's hard for us to get serious like this, but I was thinking about it laying down all the bullshit you're seeing about cops and other stuff like Black Lives Matter.
Oh, yeah,
I know
yeah.
we try to steer clear away from that because to us all lives matter, and we try not to get too much involved in that because our main thing is about mainly paranormal and stuff like that. But we don't mean to offend anybody, that's for sure. And our thing is that all lives matter to us, and we do back the blue, and we love everybody.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Earlier we were talking, and we love joking around. We hear David your story earlier, and we mean no offense. Honestly, we just love to laugh.
The Uber story.
And, yeah, the Uber story.
Yeah.
And we hope not to offend anybody. We're not trying to. We just love laughing, but we don't mean anything by it. Like I said, we love everybody.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're really cool people. Otherwise, we wouldn't be hanging. And live and let live, man.
and
That's
let
our
live.
motto.
That's
If
exactly
you're
right,
happy,
man.
hey, fuck
Yeah.
everybody else.
That's right. Do your thing. Whatever your nationality, sexual preference,
whatever it is. You
doesn't.
bring it on.
Whatever.
If you got a horror
Man.
story, you tell it.
That's right. We love
Yeah, I guess that's the
everybody,
one
man.
thing everybody can have in common, right? Is the horror
Exactly,
story.
and that's the one that
That's
I think
right,
that gels and bonds us here. But our jokes, we mean nothing by them, and we just want to make y'all laugh. And I'm tired of being serious, but we do seriously mean it. And that being said, I got a really cool story. It's a creeper story.
Oh, creeper.
Yeah,
Bring it, man.
yeah.
Right on.
This one, it's actually pretty good. This
Can we
is.
cut so I can get beer?
Oh, we need to do a beer
Oh,
run.
yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, wait a minute now. Hold on, I can't tell you the
Yeah,
Dry
hold
County
on.
story. Hold on.
I'm going to pause this recording real quick and we're going to grab a beer.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack. And now, on with the show.
Okay, fellas, this story comes from Martha from Las Cruces, New Mexico. And you know what? That's a damn good idea. Before
like
I start
it?
this story. Oh, look at that boy. Uh-oh.
Oh, we all got
join
it.
the crowd. Anyway. Oh, get it in your mouth, baboso. Okay,
We should be
Martha.
sponsored by Lone Star.
We're the call.
Hey, call Lone Star.
should sponsor us.
Yeah, we gotta take a picture and show, man. Hey, this is us. And we are enjoying this podcast by the fine people from Lone Star and Lone Star Light. Anyway, Martha from Las Cruces, New Mexico. She writes, "Hi guys, I would like to share a story that my mom told me years back. Back in the late 60s, my mother and my grandmother lived in a middle-class neighborhood of Dallas. They lived by themselves in a 2-bedroom house. My grandfather died a few years earlier in the Vietnam War. Oh, that's sad. Each day, my grandma would walk my mom to and from school. Well, like clockwork, the man who lived next door would walk outside and watch my mom and grandmother pass by, just staring. This was a daily ritual. It was creepy. Every time grandma came outside, whether to do yard work or just climbing in the car to do errands, the creepy neighbor would stand looking out the window with the curtains wide open. This creep would not even try to hide the fact that he was looking at her. When grandma was working in her garden, the neighbor would walk to his shed and stand in the doorway watching, staring, not saying a word. Grandma would just ignore him. One day, my mom and grandmother were getting home late from a family gathering. As my grandmother entered her house, it was very dark because she didn't like wasting electricity. As she entered the kitchen, she noticed a light from outside of the window. When she looked, she noticed the creepy neighbor standing staring at our kitchen window from inside of his kitchen. This upset grandma. She turned the light on and stared angrily at the creepy guy. To her amazement, the neighborhood guy just kept standing there staring. Wow. This angered her even more. She cursed at him and closed the curtains. From that point on, grandma just left the curtains closed. One day while mom and grandma were walking home from school, we noticed police and ambulance in the front of the creepy man's house. A crowd of people started to gather. My grandma asked what happened. One of the neighbors said the man next door committed suicide, that he had hung himself. This was a sad event, but my grandmother was a little relieved after the neighbor's death. His son moved most of his furniture and belongings out and put the house up for sale. Things were better and Grandma even opened the curtains. One night, Grandma woke up to get a drink of water. As she was walking to the kitchen, she noticed light coming in from the kitchen window. She looked out the window. The light was coming from the house next door. There standing was the dead neighbor, looking from his window at my grandmother. My grandmother screamed and shut the curtains and called the cops. The police arrived at the dead man's house. They did a thorough search of the yard and checked the doors, but they were locked. One of the neighbors called the dead man's son, who came over and unlocked the door. The police checked the now dark house. They checked every room, but there was nothing. Grandma was sure she saw the dead creepy guy, but just decided not to bring it up because she didn't want to scare my mother. About a month later, as we were coming home from a festival late one night, we noticed the dead neighbor's house was lit up. As we passed, we saw standing at the big front window, staring, was the dead creepy man. Grandma and Mom looked in horror. As we passed his house, they noticed the dead neighbor didn't have eyes, just dark eye sockets and a pale face. My mother told me he was moving weird also. He looked like he was shaking or vibrating violently. It was an awful sight. Grandma just kept driving to my mom's aunt's house for the night. When we returned to Grandma's house, she shut all the curtains and just stopped doing yard work. Eventually we moved from that house, but there were times we could tell the lights were on in the neighbor's house. We just didn't look that way. That's my story. Thanks for letting me tell it. Love you guys. Thank you.
Damn. That's a crazy story. Did Lorraine and Ed Warren get to that story yet?
No.
That's freaking crazy.
I don't know. Maybe, man. That's a...
So I'm wondering if the old guy was a pedophile, or not a pedophile, but like a
Yeah,
stalker.
I never mentioned that. Like if the grandma was
Or
hot
maybe-
or something. I mean, they had hot pants back
that's
then.
what I'm
And
saying.
stuff.
Or maybe she did something that they
It
don't
could
know
be like
about.
they never said about. Like
Yeah.
maybe she had a one night stand and just broke it off with him.
No,
You know,
no,
like she's like, oh my
something
God.
much worse because he committed suicide.
Yeah,
Well,
that's like,
maybe I don't know. Maybe he was just weird.
He couldn't take being apart from her.
that's a
Well, I mean,
crazy
the way
story.
to me, it just sounded like he was just weird that he committed
Yeah.
suicide because he was probably in his own zone or whatever.
Yeah, which is sad.
like
I
a
mean,
weirdo,
that's-
yeah.
And then she said
Very
that
sad.
it was a sad event, but she was relieved, man. That's telling you a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
because it's saying
Yeah,
that
but
he would.
even in death, he's still haunted.
I know.
I mean,
She must have
there's
been
no
fine,
relief
boy.
there.
That's a fine granny.
And that's true too, because it didn't really, like you said, it didn't specify because he could have been a pedophile also, or just a
Or
creepy
not.
guy.
I mean, he was the same age as her. I guess it wouldn't be a pedophile.
Yeah, well, she's a
she-
grandma.
Well, it just said the
I don't know,
man
there's
next door.
So many unanswered questions.
Yeah, it was a. Well, they said she was a little
Wow.
girl
Yeah.
too. You know, it was the grandma and the mom, so she was in elementary school. It
Okay,
said.
okay.
But that's the only thing that I can read. But maybe it's just weird. He just likes staring at people. I don't know.
He could have been lonely.
What was he doing in the middle of the night?
Lonely?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's
like,
lonely.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
I
saying.
need
Like, yeah,
company.
he just heard the door slam and just opened his eyes, wake up, and then just like, yeah, he just clicks on the light and just stands. there
Granny's
looking.
out again.
Oh, there she is. Yeah. Oh, she's
God.
coming from. But that's a trip, man.
That
Because
is crazy.
I mean, ain't that weird? Like, you know he's dead, and you look
know.
out and you see what you see. But I wonder what the cop said.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, right. And that was in the 60s?
Yeah.
It said late 60s.
That's what I would put black trash bags over my window. I don't know. I
I
would
know.
out of that window at least. I wouldn't look out of that window. And then we have this big window up here in the front,
Right.
and I have to make sure the curtains are completely closed before I go sleep. Not even a crack open.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I definitely have my windows covered, man.
Because that is creepy. And then I think they were saying that he went to his shed and would watch her when she would do yard work. Maybe he was obsessed. Ooh, that was kicking in, man.
He could have been both, upset or obsessed. I mean, we don't know. Maybe she did something to him.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe she teased him.
And that the little girl, or like the lady said that her mom told her that it was a daily ritual for the man to watch him go to school and back.
Yeah.
And
That's what I know. Our neighbors didn't like us at the house before.
But I mean, would they watch you? Oh, there they go. There they go.
You know, that grandma may have been doing her yard work commando style, man.
I like to do my gardening in the nude. Yeah.
You know,
Guys just with binoculars. 100%.
Speaking of our neighbors, the wife, you remember she had a crazy story that she got kidnapped?
Yeah, it's weird
Or
too.
she picked up somebody, right?
Oh, no, you told me this.
Yeah. Our neighbor, he was telling us one time, I don't know why, I was watching something.
My dad used to be really big. Well, you still
The
are.
serial killers, yeah.
That was.
Oh, yeah, I like
that's the
that
thing.
Well, they brought up Henry Lee Lucas, and man, the neighbor said, you know what? He goes, my wife got picked up by him, and she said she jumped out of the car and she saw. I know it sounds like bullshit, but I believe the guy that told us because he really didn't talk that much, and when he did,
really
he was real. He was serious, but he was real cool. But he said, yeah, that his wife jumped out of the car. She almost got taken, and it was Henry Lee Lucas who tried to abduct her, and I guess he started trying to, I don't know, just got handsy with her or something, or he probably pulled out a knife or something.
I think she was hitchhiking or something, right? I don't know. That's how I remember the story.
She said she jumped out of the car and she barely made it. Like she jumped actually when he was taking off, and that there was a cop nearby, and I don't know how they didn't catch this motherfucker, but man, that guy, I mean, he killed a lot of people. So, and he said Henry Lee Lucas, that's one of the big boys one of the bigger serial killers.
Yeah.
And he was here in Texas, so you know. Speaking of that, he was with another guy named Otis Toole. Otis Toole and him, they supposedly killed. Man, I mean, some of the stories that I read about them,
They worked together or what?
Yeah, they were serial killers. They killed a whole bunch of people. They would like. I think Henry Lee Lucas married Toole's 14 or 13-year-old.
What are the odds? They're both crazy.
Yeah. Well, he wound up killing Otis Toole's niece also, and he didn't care. Man, I urge you guys, seriously. I mean, if you really want to lose your lunch, man, I urge you guys to look at what these two guys look like. Henry Lee Lucas has got this lazy ass eye. He did when he was alive. Otis Toole, I think, is dead also. They both died in prison. But if you look at them, I mean, they just look both like shit. And supposedly they were lovers, man. I was like, oh really? That just made it worse, man. Yeah, they were just weird, man. I mean, wow. And I'm like, oh my god, man. If those two could have a kid, forget about it, man. Yeah, those are some neighbors who really don't want,
ugliest kid in the world.
Not only that, man, just the way they were just deranged, man. They were liars too. Henry Lee Lucas supposedly admitted to killings that he didn't do, and that I don't know why he just. And then when they told him, "Oh boy, you're gonna burn," I never said that. And this is another whatchamacallit, is the first George Bush. I think it was the first George Bush, man.
Dad?
Yeah, the dad. Man, that dude never gave pardons. Or something like that. One of those guys never gave pardons when he was a governor. Never, man.
Wow, what an ass.
Well, I mean, if you're on the death penalty, that was one of the guys he gave a pass to.
Out of all people,
Yeah, no kidding.
It's weird, man. And Texas is just infamous for that. We had a guy that, I can't remember his name. I think it's McDuff. I could be wrong. He was another serial killer who wound up killing a brother and sister team. And this is back in the 50s or 60s. They put him on death row. And this is in Texas. So he was on death row for years. And I can't remember what year it was they abolished the death row. So they gave him life. And in 70-something, he was paroled out because he did good time.
So he went back on the same spree.
He was the only serial killer who was on death row that they released. And he became an even bigger serial killer. They threw him back in and they killed his ass. But ain't that weird? I just thought that was interesting.
That's some crazy stuff. I know you do a lot of reading on that. I love that stuff, but I don't.
It's just crazy. I don't
read as much as you do.
Well, no, it's just all that crime and stuff. Man, there's not. Yeah, man, as many dumps as I take, man. That's where I get my learning from.
We were worried for a while. We were like, what is he trying to do? Why is he so interested?
I thought they were mad because I was in there a long time. Damn it, I'm trying to get a degree. But
well, now they got that ID channel and all the other good stuff, man. Which is
it is too.
Got all that
and see, the
stuff.
reason I do too is like seriously, do your research on some of these paranormal sites that we got. There's one here in Texas. Here we go again. It's because of malts and hops. I don't remember too well. But there was a killing in Texas town not that long ago. I think it was in our early 2000s or late 1990s. Well, they killed a whole bunch of folks in not a whole bunch. It was the Pizza Hut staff. Somebody broke in and they murdered them. And the thing about that is that you can actually go back and read about not only what happened, who got killed, how they got killed, but you could read about the prisoners who were in there, how they're on death row.
So is this supposed to be haunted?
Yeah. And then you look up the Pizza Hut, and then you can see that that's haunted. So you get the whole full meal deal there. You know, you can check out the actual history. And that's the kind of stuff I really, one day I guess we'll tell that story, hopefully, you know, 100 restaurants.
Yeah. Whatever. All right, the next story. What do we got, Jazz? I know you got a pretty good one here. Well, the damn dog, if he'll shut up, I guess he can tell you the story.
Like almost 11 o'clock at night, she's still using the lawnmower out there. She just doesn't fuck with the dogs, man. Have you seen her grass?
No, I haven't.
Nothing. It's low, man. She's got nice grass, man. Like, I guess that's why, man. She's 8 foot tall like us,
She's
man.
probably the one that All these reports are grass.
Yeah, man, we.
You know what? But in our defense, it's not even our grass. It's the grass in the alley, and I didn't know we were responsible for that.
Yeah, you know what, too, man.
8 foot tall, man. That's pretty bad.
Like, that's not our grass.
I
That's the
can't
alley's
complain,
grass.
man.
That's y'all's grass. The city's grass.
Mine gets to 5 feet too sometimes.
Man, you don't, man. Like when I was back there mowing it, man. I'm serious. I needed like a machete or something. It was bad, man. I was like, man.
Yeah. Okay, guys. My next story comes from Christine from Oklahoma. She writes in, one night my husband and I had begun arguing, so he decided to sleep on the couch, and I in the room. I lit candles to calm my mood, and I was talking on the phone to my mom and ended up on the subject about my father. As we were talking, I noticed one white candle started flickering rapidly while the others barely moved. I saw this as strange because the 3 candles were close together to cause a bright glow. So I told my mom, and she told me that it was him, my father, and told me how to talk to him if it was. Anyhow, about 15 minutes later, my bedroom door opened up a little and then closed again. Immediately, I thought someone had come through the front door because that's what happened when someone opened it. So I waited to see if I would hear someone walking around. Afraid for my husband as he was sleeping only a few feet away from the front door. And of course, I heard no noise. So I ended up opening my bedroom door and ran through the hallway and turned the light on. I saw nobody and I made my way to the corner into the living room. It was dark, so I turned the light on. My husband was still in the same position as he had fallen asleep in. And of course, I saw nobody. So I checked the front door and it was still locked. Just a note, when the door is closed, I have to struggle to open it, and it makes a huge squeaky noise. So I went back to my room, talked to my mom until I fell asleep. The next morning, my husband woke me up to tell me that he was leaving for work, and he asked me, "Where did you go last night with the car?" And I told him I hadn't been anywhere because he still had the keys in his pocket. So later that day, he had told me he had 3 missed calls from a 666 number. And later that night, while he was on his way home, another car almost hit him and drove him off the road. Another note, things like this happen every time he tried to argue with me. Crazy, huh?
That is kind of
it has to be a father figure or her father, you know?
Yeah,
It's like every time they argue, it's like something happens to them.
Yeah, here comes that son of a bitch. You know what?
My daughter's too good for you.
That sounds more like demonic, man, because it's trying to actually kill him, man. So
I know. It's like, you're going to argue, I'm going to kill you.
That's a very
I agree with her.
You know, that's the first thing when you started talking about it. She said she was talking to her mom and they got into an argument.
Yeah.
What do you think they were talking about?
About him.
You know, it didn't go well.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Nothing good,
yeah.
Motherfucker.
It reminded me of good old days with mom and dad. I remember one time she was pissed off, man, and I kind of deserved it. Son of a fucking bitch pissed all over my shoes. I was sorry, I was drunk. But that, you know, to me, that was like, that should be enough, right? But, you know, quit drinking.
No, you're lucky you didn't have a dad like that. A dad like that following
my
you.
shoes. Well, yeah, my daughter's shoes.
Cut your brakes or something.
Hey, man, speaking of pissing in bad place, remember Dad peed in the fan when he was drunk?
Oh my god, my dad told me that story.
Yeah, totally.
That was
They're
horrible.
fighting over who's gonna get the bottom bunk because they had the fan. That fan never reached the top. Man, I was like about 8 inches. Not even. I was like about maybe.
It was a box fan, wasn't it?
It was a box fan, and they put it like on a seat, right? But that fucking bunk bed was like abnormally high. I was like, it was like a shelf, like mine. I had to climb in between the ceiling and the fucking mattress. I'm like, this
You had to roll out of bed.
Yeah, it's hard. No, I had to kind of
sit
shit
up.
out, right? Yeah, look for my fat legs, looking for the ladder. Hey, am I on the first rung? And I was always hot up there, man, because we had a badass AC unit, but Dad never turned it on, man. Like, oh fuck that, it's high priced. And I was like, damn,
It's gonna be $60 in electricity.
You stay hot.
Man, what was that with that house? First it was a cilantro, and
That was a Gaylord house,
my mom was cool. She gave us the master bedroom, so we had a restroom in there, and then in the hallway there was another restroom. And my mom slept in one of the rooms, and my dad with no, they didn't have a restroom. It was just regular room. Man, remember how Dad used to roll back then?
Oh, yeah, tidy whitey.
No.
Oh, not Commando.
They weren't as white as Bob Barnes, but they were, yeah, they were, you know,
They were a little white.
I would tell him, man.
Tidy whiteys, and
He rolls in, man. And
Tell
he
it.
did this more than once, Dave. Not on the fan. I mean, just different scenarios.
Oh yeah, he did.
He rolls in and he just, I don't know why, man, because like he's got a straight shot to the restroom, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. He did.
No,
he
no.
did.
He goes, yeah, he did right straight. But what does he do? He
No,
makes
he
a little
just-
right,
I know.
and not in front of the fan. He
He had
goes
to make a right and a left to get to our room.
Yeah, well, no, but like, and then it's a straight shot to the restroom. All you have to do is go straight in and go to the left. There it was.
Yeah.
But no, he goes to the right, and not only that, he goes not in front of the fan, he goes behind the fan. And
Yeah. And-
ooh, just
yeah.
not a week.
And there's like a-
So who was on the bottom bunk?
It was like a quarter P.
I was up there, and
I had the bottom
That
bunk.
was like, man, that thing turned in.
You gotta go in the shower by your dad.
That's
Man,
pretty
it was
sad.
Dad. And I mean, like, as soon as he said, it's just like,
Then
and
the-
you can't
the
do
screen
that.
cut,
I
man.
don't know if it was the same with women, but men cannot just, it's hard, especially
Yeah.
man,
Oh, it's
he
hard to cut
in
it off,
midstream.
man.
And then it's weird. He walked to the toilet, like he woke all the way up. And, here's the toilet. And like it seemed like he peed for like about 10 seconds of,
Was
And
it?
I'm like, man, I was kind of scared too, but I was like, man, I'm glad I didn't sleep down there.
Was it after the cilantro?
No, I think the cilantro was after.
Okay, I was gonna say, he's trying to
Hey,
do
it's pretty bad. That's a bad way to put it. You got a golden shower from your dad.
Like that.
So did you go to sleep or did you go take a shower?
We probably went back to sleep, man. I don't
Back to the
know.
same sheet, man.
I'm
Man,
still
but
cleaning up.
I got sprinkles on that too, man. I was in my little shelf and I still felt that. I was trying to tuck myself in the corner still. Man, he went in there and he peed for like about 40 minutes, man. I was like, man. So that's what we drink. And there was another time, I'm not kidding, man, that we were there, same thing. And I was just on the top bunk looking down at him, not saying nothing. And you were too, I think you were on the bottom, just like, what are you trying to do? You know those laundry baskets, but they're like that. I'm pointing,
Yeah.
but they're the old school laundry baskets. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. They're
Yeah.
round netted and they're not very big.
Yeah, about
it's just for a
3
load.
feet off the ground,
Yeah,
right?
like for a load. I swear to God, remember that time when he walked in?
I remember.
I thought he was trying to fill it up. He was peeing there for a long time, just like, swaying
didn't
back and
say
forth.
nothing?
Yeah, his feet were just like in a puddle and stuff, and he was just like swaying back and forth, his head was rocking. I was like, dude, and we didn't say nothing, we were just kind of just watching him, not saying nothing, just
Yeah.
like, hey, this is normal, but it's like,
Was he drunk?
yeah, he was drunk.
Now you guys know where they get there.
But you know, it's just as sad as that we're probably, I might have been 14, you were 15, and we're probably just as drunk as he was.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
Horrible,
I was at
It's horrible to
Probably why
admit,
y'all are
but I mean, it's
watching.
like,
I was staying at one of my aunt's house, and the hampers, they have a lid where you can open.
Yeah.
Man, I thought, and it was towards the
Lifted
toilet.
the-
I lifted
did you
the
lift
lid and
it?
just went to town, man. Man, I've done that, man.
bad.
I have this. I'm eager to tell one.
Tell it, that was another
What do you got? There's another pissing story. Territorial pissings.
Oh my god! And this only happened to me
That's totally
once.
fine.
Oh, whatever, man. You really won.
And all right. Yeah, come
I
on.
got up
Once this
once
week.
so far. No, I got up from me and Kory were laying down, and I got up and I went to the kitchen and
Kory, our graphics
guy.
guy.
I got up and for some reason I was so drunk that night. I pulled the toaster on top of the table and I started stuffing all my makeup in there because I thought it was my purse.
Oh man, that's pretty
And,
bad.
okay, we had my brother at the time who was like maybe 8 or 9, and we had my nephew at the time, which he was like 8 or 9, and we had another little boy staying the night that he never stayed the night at anybody's house. It was his first time
Oh
staying
my
anywhere.
God.
Adventurous.
And they were in the living room and they were watching, I don't know, they were playing a game or something. The kitchen connects straight to the living room. I walked to a chair, it was like a white lawn chair. And I pulled it up and I sat on it. And I pulled down my pants and everything. In my defense, I thought it was a toilet. I sat down and I started peeing.
Oh my God.
Kory ran over there and he picked me up and he took me to the restroom and he was like, you could tell he was kind of mad because Kory doesn't get that, he never gets that drunk.
Yeah, he does.
So he was mad. He was like, what the hell, babe? There's kids in there.
Oh
There's
my
kids.
God.
And I was like, and I was still drunk and I was like, what?
Oh,
Anyways.
yeah, that's horrible.
While he was taking a into the restroom. I guess I peed on him.
Oh, damn. Well, I guess Kory can't say he didn't get a golden shower either. So.
I didn't. And the fucked up thing is, like, I was fine. I went back to lay down, but I didn't let him go back to sleep with me until he showered.
That's horrible.
I was like, you got pee on, you go shower.
Oh, that's mean.
Oh my god, that's embarrassing, but but it happened. But I did think I was on a toilet. Like, I really thought I made it.
Man, but I mean, we all been there, man. I remember one time I woke up. I'm not kidding, man. This is what kind of stupor I was, man. Thank God I woke up before everybody else. I remember we went to go drink. Man, I was fully clothed, man. I even had boots on. It was like my work clothes, my jeans, and my shirt, my t-shirts. I think I even had a belt. In the morning, I swear to God, I was at our house, but I was in the living room on the floor, and I had my shirt on like shorts. I was butt naked except for my shirt. I had like my neck hole was like one leg, and I don't know how I got him up. And I was laying all through like that, and I got up and I was like, what the fuck? And I remember I got up and I was like, oh, just looking for, I flew on anything, man, you know, so I was like,
that's bad.
You still had your boots on with your...
No, I didn't have nothing on. No underwear, no socks, no shirt. Just I had my shirt on, but I had it in the wrong spot. You know, I had them on as shorts. I was like, man, and I got plenty of drunk stories. I could be here for months, man.
I could be too, man. I'm kind of...
a different podcast.
I know.
We went way off topic.
Okay, wait, just one more, man. This was funny, man. One with Mom. I woke up and I had a bad hangover, man. My head was killing me, man. I woke up and it was just like nails. My breath smelled like a cat took a shit in it. And I felt like shit. And I remember getting up and I was walking into the kitchen and Mom was giving me the stink eye already. And I was like, fuck, I fucked up. Guys, morning, like, and the kids were like eating or something like that. She just kind of looked at me like, fuck you, man. And I was like, dude, I didn't remember shit. I remember I was just blacked out, man. I remember having a good time, man, and I thought it was all like, I was thinking to the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, you know, I don't think it's that bad. Maybe I saved people yesterday, you know, from a fire.
Ain't that the worst? So.
You know, and I was like, man, what did I do, you know? So my stomach's queasy and I'm thirsty as hell, so I'm trying to find something to drink. So Mom just goes over there to the roof. She goes, come here, I want to talk to you.
Ooh, that's the worst.
You know what I mean? That's what I thought. I was like, oh. Fuck, man. I was like, what did I do?
Your
That's
butt.
bad, yeah.
What did I do, man? I was like, shit. But I had my clothes on that time, man. I was just like, fuck. So I came in. And then she's like, come here. And then she shut the door like, fuck, I'm in for it now, right? She's like, she goes to the closet. She goes, come here, I want to show you something. She goes, fill those. Get those shoes right there. And I just bought her these shoes, man. That was for like Christmas. And I mean, back then we really didn't have that much money. So I fill them. And then she said, get them. And I was like, what the fuck? So I got them. They were wet, dude. I mean, like, wet. And I was like, what the hell? And I smelled, oh, shit, somebody peed on. It was you, pendejo. You got up in the middle of the night.
Oh, my God. How did she know it was just you?
Yeah, she watched me, bitch. She could have moved me. She just like, I filled that boot up, man. But there were other shoes, so I was there in the afternoon, you know, with a rag spitting on it. You couldn't get that. Man, it smelled like a skunk peed on him, man. Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. We're way off topic here, man. Listen, guys, I'm sorry we got off track there.
But you know what? That was a great story, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Went back to that.
Yeah. Thanks for your story, Christine. Actually, I mean, thinking about it, I guess because Kory and my dad have known. I mean, you guys have been in bands together and everything. So.
Kory, yeah, he's a good guy, man. I mean, he's stepped up as a, he's a real good guy.
I can't imagine you getting as angry as that to like.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't for making another car hit. I don't know. Maybe this dad just didn't want him in her life anymore.
Yeah, just didn't like.
You're not good enough for my daughter.
Yeah. That's weird too. And then what was the number that he missed?
Oh yeah. He had
calls?
from a number, a 666 number, which
is crazy.
Just so happens.
Was it 210 901
It was us calling him.
Yeah. Tell us your story, my friend. Was the one that almost made him wreck, right? You're looking at us like, damn it, these people keep calling me.
I heard you had a story.
It hasn't happened yet, goddammit.
It's about to. There was another story that I was reading or something like that too. I was looking up strange phone calls and stuff like that. And I don't know if it was just one of these stories that they wrote or it was just, or it really happened, but they had like strange symbols on them. They weren't even numbers. They were numbers. They weren't numbers. Damn.
No, numbers.
Happens after so many beers.
Yeah, they weren't even numbers. They were like symbols. And that he showed, there were like 3 symbols or 3 or 4 that he, that
I would change my number. I would.
And that's what I was like,
How did you see that though? I don't understand.
It was, and I gotta,
It was incoming calls?
Yeah, and that he would answer it, and it was
like a Batman symbol.
the fax machine. No, it was. He would get those. I don't know what it was. I gotta read it again, but I just remember that we're talking about phones and the strange calls. I promise you, I'll do a little bit more research and drink a little bit less next time. That way I can remember. But it was pretty good.
We'll never drink a little bit less.
That's not true.
We'll never hear that story.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm like, be listening to the podcast later. This one.
What did I promise them?
What the hell? I don't remember though.
I read a story on Facebook, or I read a story about a boyfriend on Facebook where his girlfriend died. He kept getting messages from her.
I saw that. That was strange.
I was like, that's crazy.
Was that
And they
real
were
or
like
what?
strange one.
I mean,
Or he made it sound real.
I mean,
her Facebook page was still open. You know what I mean by that is she never closed the account. Well, nobody ever closed it.
well, yeah, because I mean, when you pass away, you can't really delete your account.
Yeah, exactly.
And that he was still getting. I saw that one.
So, yeah, he was getting messages and picture messages of like, I don't know,
like snow or just weird stuff, right?
Yeah.
She was saying she was cold or stuff like that.
It's cold here or something.
Oh my God.
It was creepy.
Yeah, it was weird.
Crazy.
Man.
Even though if it was somebody else doing it, like it's still.
That's a creepy thing to get, though, man. It's like, what the hell? With that, we want people to call us.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
we need
definitely.
people to call us, or we'll call you.
Yeah, what's that? Yeah, no.
We'll call you.
Don't make us call you. Definitely, we really do want y'all stories. We want to hear them. We want to put them out there. Our number here is 210-901-8666. Remember, that's a 3-minute call. So if you go over 3 minutes, just make sure that you let us know when you call back that this is part 2 of so-and-so story. And also, for those who are shy and don't want to talk on the phone, what's that website, Dave?
Yeah, definitely. You can email us at info@rigormortisparanormal.com, or again, you can just visit our website, rigormortisparanormal.com. But also, we'd like to mention the other thing is that we're part of a group that is pushing San Antonio in every kind of way, whether it's paranormal stuff, music,
Crafting, restaurant. It's
what is that, Jasmine?
Alamo City Podcast. Just find them on Facebook. That's probably the easiest way.
Just do a search on Facebook.
They talk about music, art, even about music here, Dave. You know, guitars and stuff like that. It's always good.
You and I have been playing guitar for over 30 years, man.
So it's a good bunch of guys, so look them up and tell us
if you live in San Antonio, you plan on visiting, it's a good place to look at and get to know what's going on here.
That's right. We are Rigor Mortis Paranormal. Peace out. Bye.
Bye, guys.